Hello, my quilting friends. My name is Leah Day, and welcome to Mini Block Monday. Today we are piecing 2x2 hearts. There's many different reasons why I picked that name for these, but the most important one is for every set of units that you cut, you end up with 2 quilt blocks, and they're opposing. You get one that is the color in the background and one where the color is the heart. And there's so many fun things that we can do with this. So for this block, or I should say set of blocks, you will need, in a dark fabric color, you will need 1 3-inch square and 3 2.5-inch squares. In white, you will need 1 3-inch square and 3 2.5-inch squares. We're first going to make a set of quarter square triangles using your 3-inch squares. Place these right sides together and then mark a diagonal line from corner to corner. Take this to your machine and stitch exactly 1/4 inch to both sides of that line. Here's what it looks like when you get that stitched. Now we're going to cut this apart. These are going to look exactly like half square triangles, and that's exactly the steps that we just took, but we're not done yet. Now take the units, open them up, and press the seam allowances flat. This helps to reduce bulk behind the pieces and makes it a lot more accurate as well. Give the units a press so they're nice and flat, but do not trim them down. You want them full size for the next step. We're going to take a 2.5-inch square in our dark fabric color and a 2.5-inch square in white and place them on top of each half square triangle, just like so. Now you're going to repeat the same set of steps, marking a diagonal line from corner to corner. Oop. Make sure that it's corner to corner on this square on top and that your ruler doesn't slip like mine just did. There we go. Now you might need to use just a regular pencil when marking on white so you can see your lines. Now position this so that it is exactly placed with the corners lined up with the seam allowances so that it's nice and straight and square. You don't want to stitch it so it's at an angle or not exactly right. That would be sloppy and it won't result in a very nice looking quarter square triangle. Take these units to your machine and stitch 1/4 inch to both sides of the line, exactly as you did in the first step. Here's what it looks like when I had this one stitched. Yet again, you're going to cut along that diagonal marked line to separate your units. You'll end up with a total of 4 quarter square triangles, 2 each that match in color. So you can see this one has the darker fabric in the background. I'm going to press these open so they're nice and flat. And then I've got 2 that have white in the background. So now that these are made, you want to take them to your cutting mat and trim them down to measure exactly 2 inches square. You want to make sure to not only line up the diagonal line this way on your ruler, but also this way with the 2-inch mark. Now I have a much more detailed tutorial on piecing and trimming quarter square triangles, and you can find it at leahday.com/QST. Now let's make some half square triangles with our remaining 2.5-inch squares. You're going to make 2 sets of these again by placing them right sides together, marking a diagonal line, and then stitching 1/4 inch to both sides of that line. Here's what it looks like whenever you get that stitched. And again, trim right along that diagonal line to separate your units. Open them up, press them flat, and press the seam allowances open to reduce bulk. Now take this to your cutting mat and cut all of the half square triangles to measure 2 inches square. Now arrange your 2x2 hearts, and this is another reason why I named it that, because they're arranged in sets of 2 to create a little 4-patch block. Very, very cute, very simple. Just make sure when you're piecing to match up that center seam. It's going to come out perfect every time. Now this should measure 3.5 inches square at this point, or 3 inches square when you piece it to other things. Now, something cute you can do with all of these heart blocks are Valentine's Day cards. These are some templates that I have created for our Quilt Friends Club. Every month we have a bonus project, something fun that you can do with your mini blocks. And this month I decided to create these fun card templates. So come and find them and make your own Valentine's Day cards too. You can find it at quiltfriends.club. So that's it for this tutorial. If you'd like to find more Mini Block Monday videos, click here to find a playlist of them all. And if you'd like more tips on quilt piecing, click here to find a video with my 5 main tips for piecing successfully. And if you'd like to learn even more, I have written a book about piecing. You can find it on my website at leahday.com/piece. Until next time, let's go quilt.